And very significant about that is the research that you did sort of pointed out that 12-hour shifts are perhaps the worst direction that agencies can go in. And most of the small agencies across America have gone to 12-hour shifts, quite opposite in terms of if we're looking at officer safety kinds of concerns. What's the method in which we will try to get that? Because what we're up against, quite honestly, are small agencies from a fiscal perspective are going to 12-hour shifts because they can put more people on the street and have them out there for greater hours and less overtime. Can you speak to that at all?
Yeah, I definitely think that a lot more work needs to be done in that area. But one of the, and I agree that it's clearly an economic issue. If you can put 2 shifts out there and not have any overlap, I mean, they might have some staggering. But that also creates 2 different cultures in many agencies. And that's something that most leaders don't really think about until they start to experience the downfalls associated with that. That, you know, you can have your policies written, but what actually happens in practice is never it's rarely what's stated in policy. And so you can have a leader on this side that's running the night shift and a leader on this side that's running the day shift, and they may have different rules for how they do things. So it's not just the issues that I examined, but there's many others. Also, the idea of working 4 consecutive 12-hour days is, I think, ought to be discouraged based on research across other industries, transportation, mining, medicine, many industries that suggest that once you get beyond 48 hours in a week, it becomes you become more accident prone, and there's greater risks in terms of safety. And there's no rest time in between. So if you're going to do that, it might be better to work 2 days on, 2 days off than 2 days on, something of that nature. So it definitely is concerning.
And Chief, just to wrap that up, one of the things that we can do that we haven't done, and especially it affects these small departments, a big department can bring somebody out to give them a workshop, teach their officers how to manage shift work, which works, and they accept and it's done all the time. The little departments, there isn't a way to reach out to them that way. We've all written articles, we've published things in practitioner journals, but if there was a training program that could reach out to those folks, because not only do they work the longer hours, like you say, they get paid less by far, and that means, and they're often in agricultural communities, so harvest time they're all working, or they're elk hunting or something. But so they're working a lot of hours, a lot of overtime, secondary employment's high, and we have no idea how high. And so that's one of the things we can do is train people. We know enough from the research we've been doing the last 20 years to do a decent job of saying, this is what we know, here's how you can do what you can do given the constraints around you, and here's what to watch out for, here's how to manage things. We know that. There just isn't a vehicle yet for getting that out. And that's something we can do tomorrow.